Had a 45-minute call with Interactive Brokers again today, but I think I fixed it. I don't know who I talked to the other day, but apparently they told me to do the temporary fix. So it should be permanently fixed now, so no more problems. But where are you going, Duco? What up, Stickman? Yeah, I mean, let's cross our fingers it stays this way. You can't hear it? You can't hear me, Polecat? Here, I'll type it. Yeah, audio output. So yeah, kind of a boring day during market open, but some fun earnings. Some fun earnings for sure. What was the problem with Interactive Brokers? NG, honestly, I don't know. So what happened? I mean, I've used it for 3 years and not a single problem ever. It's been a delight to use. And then basically the last few days, I would open it up and everything would freeze and like none of my stuff would pop up. So one day, I mean, I missed out on so much money and I'm pretty mad still about that every time I talk about it. But I had to execute on my phone because I couldn't buy and sell on my computer because that's where all my accounts are. Is through Interactive Brokers. It's probably not the safest thing to do. I should probably disperse some money in other places, but pretty much I could not buy and sell the other day. So, Chad, that's definitely not the problem. I wish it was, but maybe so. But anyways, yeah, pretty terrible. So problem happened last Thursday. It happened again today after Friday and Monday worked fine. So I think I got it fixed, but we're just gonna have to see. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so back to what I was saying. Kind of a boring day overall as the market was open, but we had some pretty fun earnings today. This week is still going to be pretty action packed. I'm kind of disappointed in what Meta just did, simply because this is a setup. This 600 break is what I've wanted for quite some time. And we are sitting at around 607, and they still have earnings tomorrow at close. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to trade that tomorrow. And I would 10 out of 10 times they didn't have earnings that same day. But maybe it sits flat, and then, honestly, on earnings, maybe it totally gaps up some more. But that would honestly kind of solidify that breakout, and maybe we can have a day or two of fun on that. I do really love to trade Meta when I can. It's just not a stock that gives setups all the time. So we will see what happens with that. The other thing is going to be, like I said, Google did fairly well. So that's going to be up around 180. I haven't looked at this on big time frames. It's really not at a level that I love, but it's in play after earnings. So that could be something. What I am going to be looking at, which I don't typically trade, is going to be Reddit tomorrow. They're up a lot on earnings. It's going to be their all-time highs by quite a bit. And yeah, so that should be fun. I typically love to trade things when they get to $100 a share for the first time. I will talk to the firm in the morning and see what their thoughts are on that for sure. But I'm sure they're going to be looking to the long side. So that could be good. Ideally, we open up above. Honestly, this is a scenario where I want to see it open up above 100, come down to it, hold it, and then opening range break. And then that's going to be ideal, because not only will that help contract prices, give them some time to lose some value. I think that's going to be a little bit safer play than if we open up under 100, then chop around at 100. So that's going to probably be my ideal trade there. Like I said, I would love to trade Meta, but I can't. Coinbase, I think, has earnings either tomorrow or Thursday. NVIDIA wasn't too affected by the AMD earnings today. AMD sold off. Nothing major, but we did drop quite a bit, about 13 points, so almost 10%. So maybe, I may be interested in AMD around 150. Maybe we can gap down a little bit tomorrow. If the market's weak, I would like to trade that to the downside. So that could be good. Yeah, Google is good. I just don't really love where it is. What did that do to Microsoft? I'm sure that's up. Yeah. So Microsoft's up. That's interesting. Let's see what else is going on. Where'd DJT end today? Ended around 51.5 at 52.5 after hours. Man, the firm, I'm sure they made a ton of money. I need to ask them this. They were starting to go long from $15 to $20. And so they've made over 100% return. Unbelievable. I hate that they don't tell me that stuff, but I don't think legally they can. I have to ask. And even then, it's typically like, yeah, I like the stock. If I was in the office, though, I'd be all over it. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Coin, Mara, Riot, they all kind of move the same, but they're going to move with Bitcoin, right? And I saw Bitcoin break 70. Wow, we're at 75. Is that all-time high? I think all-time high is 78. No, that is all-time high. Wow. I didn't realize this broke out the last few days. Yeah, we're sitting at 73 right now. It hit a high of 74, $485. Pretty insane. Anyways, so yeah, the 75,000 is definitely going to be an important level to watch. We obviously got close to it, rejected, as I probably could have guessed, but I do think with the election coming up soon, guys, if Trump does get elected, which a lot of the betting markets are betting on right now, I do think crypto goes on another pretty big run. Not only is he gonna, I mean, Elon may work for him, and who knows what Elon's gonna say, but I know he is pro Bitcoin, and this is already breaking out. It's about 5-6 days left of the election. Let's see, what did I miss here? Are you looking forward to having a in the office job? No, I mean, so I don't know if I'm gonna go work at the trading firm that I've interned at quite a bit. Pretty much, the whole reason for that would be to get access to capital and information. Not only, I'm not saying it's like private information or anything. It's just, you're in an office of professional traders. Some guys have done it for 5 years. Some guys have done it for 45 years. So it was definitely a blessing to get to work there and learn a ton that I get to teach you guys. But I don't know. I don't really love working in an office, but we'll see. It doesn't mean I'm leaving here. I still don't really know what I'm going to do, but I'm leaning more towards here for now. How do you think of election play, Ethan? So a couple things that I would note. A lot of you guys have probably heard me say that I would like to short oil and buy TLT. And hang on, let's see here. I texted someone about this. Okay, so yeah, so I actually texted some guys about this trade. They agreed on shorting oil, but they asked me why buy TLT, and I remember hearing some people there talking about that back in June, July, and they said why buy TLT, and I explained why about Trump coming in, interest rates coming down, bonds will go back up. And they said it's a complex trade. Look what Paul Tudor Jones, and I don't know if you guys know who that is. That he's a really, really famous trader and hedge fund manager. He's actually going to be short TLT. So I watched the CNBC video on it. It made a little bit of sense to me, but do you think that I know more than Paul Tudor Jones? No. So probably going to stay away from TLT. It wasn't really something I was that interested in, but to me, like the logic made sense from what I knew. So I do think oil is going to be interesting, right? Oil prices should come down. That's going to be one of Trump's major things if he is elected. I don't know if you guys know what poly market is. It's, where you can bet on who's going to win the election. I do think Robinhood just came out. It's either is coming out with it or has already come out with it. Or you can do that as well. And Trump is a 67% chance to win. So obviously we don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to get too political here because I'm not really supposed to. But, last election, I think things were a little iffy. But, with mail-in ballots and stuff, and there's still mail-in ballots. And, I think there's a ton of undocumented people in our country right now. So who knows, right? From, I've heard, that Trump's going to, he's got it. I do know that Wall Street is betting on Trump's win, and that's typically where you want to be looking. But let's see, where was I going with that? But I've also heard from other people, it's like they're not going, if, whatever. I don't want to get conspiracy theorists on here, but, really some things that they could do is, they could send some of these undocumented people to specific counties within specific states to, to swing them. Right, to swing them either from red or from red to blue. Obviously I don't know if that's true, if that's going to happen. Yeah, no, I was wondering if Farouk was here. Do not ping him, but I don't know. Just things to consider, right? That doesn't mean I'm picking either side. These are just things that I know of. So I don't know, guys. It's freaking crazy. I voted today. It's my first time ever voting. Stood in line for like an hour and a half. It was a lot longer than I wanted to be there, but you would think that limited ballots would have a shorter line, but considering I'm at the biggest school in the country, most people here are not from here. But let's see, hang on. What did I miss about Tesla? Zoomy said, do you think Tesla's going to be an election play? I don't know that Tesla's going to be an election play. I don't think that Trump has any problems with, obviously he loves Elon. I don't think he's going to do anything to try to hinder Tesla by any means. Maybe something to consider is maybe it's going to crush other EV companies and Trump's going to take Elon under his wing and help him. Obviously when you think about electric vehicles, you think about Tesla, right? You don't really think about Rivian or Neo or Lucid. So I don't know. Other things to keep in mind. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I only had been trading for just, a short time before the last election. So this is kind of my real first election to be trading through. So maybe these are questions to be asking Mad Maverick and Bull. I know Jay's not around right now. Speaking of DJT, that's something that I should be talking about. I do know that the firm used to be, I don't know if they're still positioned this exact way. I'm sure they have some positions on DJT, but basically what they said was, what one of the older traders said was, he thinks DJT would probably go to all-time highs, or have a really big run if he's elected. Obviously, it's been running a lot, and I think that also has to do with people kind of expecting Trump to win. So maybe there's another really big run on this. I don't know. I don't know that I want to be too exposed to the options, especially right now. But maybe there's a lotto there. I never want to signal YOLOs, but I may just do it just to see what happens. Buy a tiny position, far out of the money calls, and see if this thing wants to blast off. So I think, let me fact check myself real quick, but I do think that Trump's Truth Social is now worth more than Twitter. Is Truth Social worth more than Twitter? Donald Trump's Truth Social is now worth more than Elon's X. Here's a link for that. I think that would be true right now, just considering the run on DJT recently. That doesn't mean that it should be worth more. I think that just means that it is worth more market cap wise, because Twitter is a private company now. It's not public. I actually used to trade Twitter when it was public. Can you tell us about tech going nuclear going forward? Yeah, so I mean, it definitely could. I'm not super well versed on Trump's policies. I don't know exactly if it's gonna, make tech just boom even more. But I think that that's a possibility. More so in the fact that I think the stock market will be doing well if Trump is elected, and that could just create a bull run regardless. So obviously, things like renewable energy will probably not do as well. But I don't know, guys. I mean, there's just so many factors in play. Besides trying to predict it, I would wait for the election and then find what's moving, and then go to try to catch a piece of all the moves. I will be more in touch with the firm, just because I would like some more insight on what they think. But this isn't really the way that I trade, but it's good for all of us to learn it together. So for another election or whatever, things could be good. I think there's two ways for me, my stupid brain to think about it is, could more money pour into the stock market? 100%. Why do I think that? Well, if Trump comes in, I think one of his major things is going to be to try to make things more affordable. So if people have more disposable income, more money will then come into the market. The other way to look at that is, a lot of people can't buy houses. A lot of people cannot buy things. So maybe there is more money sitting in the market, not so much, not so much buying, hard physical assets, right? So maybe if Trump comes in and things are a little bit more, just easier to buy, maybe money comes out of the market, and you have more people taking their money out of the market and buying a house, things like that. So I know it's a very simple way to look at it. That's just kind of me thinking out loud here on scenarios, but who knows? We'll see. Getting closer and closer. My advice, again, and I'll say it 100 more times if I need to. Yeah, there's, we had some pretty good movements today. But during the day, during market open, things have been pretty choppy, pretty slow. We are just now getting into earnings, so that may bring even more chop. Just protect yourself. Don't get too exposed. Don't try to go for any home runs. Let's get through this election. Maybe there's going to be some good trades after that. And then I think, going into 2025, that's where things are really going to start picking up. Trade. Is anyone in a trade? Why are you in shock? Yeah, this is a day trade group. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in any trades right now. A lot of my trades, I'm in and out in under 10 minutes. SOZZ. So, I can't speak for anyone else. Yeah, but again, just like TK said, I would hope that most people are in a cast position. No, you're not saying anything wrong. When looking at what to trade, what do you deem it? When do you deem it worth it? Is it a certain percentage? Is it wrong of me to only want to trade 5% profit? I think because my high yield savings gets at least 4%. So I mean, yeah, I mean, your 4% savings, is good. Obviously, you're battling inflation very, very hard with a 4% return. But I do think that I don't know. I mean, if you're, again, I think to answer that, you need to be looking at your RR, your risk to reward. If you're looking for, um, if you're only looking for 5% profits on most of your positions, then what is your stop loss going to be? Right? You can't risk 5% if you're only looking to make 5% because then you need to win more than you lose percentage wise, as in like win rate. So typically for me, for the way that I trade, I'm looking for, at least 10%, 15%, 20%, 30%, 50%, stuff like that, because I'm also comfortable losing, 10 to 15% based on my position sizes. So that's the way that I look at it. But again, it all comes down to what you're willing to risk, and then you can assess what you're willing to make. If if you're only looking to make 5%, well, then you got to work backwards there. And typically you want to risk less than that if you're only looking to win 5%. Any thoughts on the 22-hour trading hours at the NYSE that might come? I haven't really heard about that. I mean, I've heard like whispers about it. I don't know that that's going to happen. I mean, obviously the forex markets are 24 hours. I think that if that does happen, what the first thing I'm going to consider is when's the market open? Is it going to be the same time or what? But I also think that it's going to dilute volume at specific times, right? Because if news comes out at 10 o'clock at night, maybe people will be trading a lot longer and there won't be much volume during the day. So honestly, it's something I could ask some of the older traders that I know if they think it's even going to happen. My guess is it probably won't, just considering it's been like this for a very long time. And why break the structure? But if it's only NYSE, then that may not affect tech stocks. So I don't know. Isn't there a rule to not risk more than 10% or 1%? Yeah, I mean, so like the golden rule that you're kind of talking about is not risking 1% of your account. Not risking more than 1 to 2% of your entire account. That doesn't mean that I'm going in with my entire account, right? If I have $10,000 that I'm trading with, and I go in with $1,000, that means I'm already in with 10% of my account. And then if I risk 10% of that thousand, that means I'm risking 10% of 10%, meaning I'm risking 1% of my entire account. So, the golden rule is for 1% on your entire account. If you were just talking about looking to make 5% on your entire account, then that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, in Zuma, that's even better. It's even better. Typically, that's more so what I'm trying to risk. If I see that I'm up, 1, 2, if I'm up like 5% on my account, I'm like, that was a pretty big trade. So keep that in mind. That may have answered your question a bit more. We could get foreign influx during the night. Yeah, exactly. Right. And I don't know that the stock market wants that. I don't know that big time investors want that. Yeah, I mean, PW, it's very hard with the small accounts. That's why you kind of have to be a little bit more flexible with what you're trying to, win or lose. And also understanding that you can't go for these massive home runs. You need to be okay with making smaller amounts until you get some sort of cushion. Yeah. Let's see here. Best way to learn is always use percent, right? Because when I had some random guy ask me how much I made over the year, it doesn't matter dollar amount wise. It's really percentage amount. Have you been watching the uranium sector at all? No, not necessarily like stock wise. What I have heard on that is more so um I've heard some billionaires talking about buying a bunch of uranium stocks. So, I don't know if y'all have seen like any of the billionaire guys, the guy who owns Alibaba and stuff like that. Um, but going on those Zoom calls with other billionaires talking about the uranium sector. I know that they're decent. I don't want to say like heavily positioned in it, but they are positioned in the uranium sector. I don't know exactly why, Plotter, but I would keep that in mind. Oh, what's up, Plotter? I just realized that was you. Who's Zuma? Oh, the Alibaba guy. Yeah, the NA guy was very interesting. Let's see, is he on here? No. Yeah, so I just wanted to get him out of there and tell him to just send it to me, but it was about he wants me to like invest in his video game or something. So it wasn't as scammy as I thought. But as you guys probably know, I'm not a video game investor. So Jack, where have you been? Did you really? Jack, did you really invest? Oh, okay. What's your thoughts on cannabis stocks? I don't remember asking the question in the past. Yeah, Jack, I was asking where you've been the other day. I feel like you were kind of MIA for a day or two. Anyways, cannabis stocks. I don't think that they're as hot anymore. Obviously, they used to be a really big deal when things started getting legalized. I just think that the space is pretty saturated now. I think at one point, most, if not every, state is going to legalize it. So I just don't know that there's really like, those stocks are worth really holding. Um, I'm trying to think of some of the tickers. I know like there's ACB. I mean, you look at this here on a 1 year, 1 day, and I mean, yeah, there's a pretty decent move here from about $3 to $9. That's a 200% move. But you go on a 3 year chart, and this used to be $90 a share. So there's not a whole lot going on at this point. So I don't know. My thoughts are, again, just to kind of like finish that off. I don't think that there's a whole lot of potential moving forward with cannabis stocks, just because I do think that sector is pretty saturated, with small and large businesses. I know that their profit margins aren't very high, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know that there's a whole lot of money to be made there anymore. There used to be. This used to be a freaking crazy stock. I mean, let me go back a little bit further. Right, this happened like about 4 to 5 years ago. Wow, look at this. Aurora Cannabis. I think they did a reverse. No, they actually split the stock. Let me see. This is when that crazy run back in like 2016, 2017. And then now it's nothing now, right? There's nothing going on. Let's see here. What have I missed? Glad you noticed I was. Yeah, I know. I missed you for a few days. I was wondering where you were. I scalped SPY 3 times today with just $25 profit each time, but still $75 overall on a small account. That's great, Foki. Just keep doing that. Stay consistent. There's been a lot of volatility in the uranium names. SMR and Oklo specifically had a nice winner on SMR, daily bull flag, and still got a little left over on the swing. I heard Oklo did really good. Yeah, that's been flying. Wow. Wow, wow. Well, those billionaires, I'm sure they're up a ton of money. Good job. Great job. Those look like they can probably still go. It was our annual convention with all the owners to do 3 days. Nice, Jag. I love it. I'm sure you're up to something. Perhaps one day we'll talk about this sector again if it gets. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I do think, I do think that, there could be potential there. I mean, but to me, that's going to come down to policies, political policies on that stuff, rather than if the company is profitable or not. Because like I said, there's a lot of taxes they have to pay. There's a lot of things, fees, whatever it is, licensing that really eats into their profit margins, which hurts the company. Yeah, no wife and kids yet. What else you guys got for me? YouTube, Twitter, y'all can ask as well. Not a ton of people in here tonight. What's going on? What's it, Tuesday? I don't know. Yeah, that's what we're here for, Small, consistent profit is going to get you a lot further than trying to go for these massive home runs. Now you're stuck on campus, Plotter. That sucks. I used to take the bus, but I don't mess with it anymore. I want to make sure for anyone that's free here, um, we are doing a 4-day free premium trial. I need to keep talking about this, from what I'm told. So for anyone that wants that link, I can get it. I'm just gonna send it in regardless. One sec. One sec. Where is it? I thought. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Okay, this should be it right here. That should be it. Let's see here. That's pretty funny, Zuma. I'm gonna say that. That's funny. Ethan's garbage truck. What garbage company is naming themselves Ethan? That's kind of insane. Let's see. So Floki, you kind of traded my strategy. That's great, dude. Ethan, just want to say thank you. and I'm ready to get serious, but I might start doing so next year after the election's over. Gabriel's, yeah, dude, no need to thank me. This is what I'm here for. So thank you for showing up and being active. It's gonna take you a long way. I mean, this is obviously a long journey to get good at this stuff, and it's gonna take time and a lot of hard work. But if you're willing to do it, there's nothing better in my mind than being good at this. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I know the rainbow flag's coming. He was spamming that today. Yeah, guys. By the way, I don't make any money trading. All I do, I own a garbage company wherever Zuma lives. He caught me. I thought that business was a little bit more profitable. That's largely garbage company. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Lambo to pick up the Ford F-150. It does look actually like a pretty brand new truck, I gotta say. This is kind of funny. Biden rips Trump supporters as only garbage I see floating. If y'all don't know, after Tony Hinchcliffe made that joke in rebuke of ex-president joke made by comedian, and Elon Musk retweeted it and said Biden just called over half of America garbage. Let's see here. What else? Try being a mail truck in the summer, trapped behind a garbage truck. I don't see how they do it. Yeah. Yeah, November 5th is gonna be crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I feel like it's come up pretty quick. I feel like just like a week or two ago, I was like, yeah, guys, we got a little while into the election, and now like we're here. When is it? I know the first is on Friday. So that would mean that November 5th is going to be next Tuesday. I wonder what the market's going to do that day. Going to the end of the year, what tips do you have for taxes or end of year shares for the next year? Like, is there anything special to do with accounts? I don't know. I don't know a whole lot on the whole tax side of things. Something very simple that I do is I have an LLC set up, and any sort of like, when for some of y'all that have been around, like whenever I like upgrade my computer setup, like I spent like $1,100 on a new monitor, and like upgrade parts of my computer and stuff like that. Those are little things that I do where I can knock off, $800 or $1,000 off my taxable income. I know that's not a lot, but little things like that I'll do. There's also things called like wash sale rules, where I think if you don't trade a stock that you're red on for the last month of the year or something, you can use that against your gains as well. From what I remember, like from other traders, it's like you go back and you look at what stocks that you've done, good or bad on, and then if you're red on one, yeah, I know. Where's Pookie? I've learned some stuff from him as well. So like, let's say that I'm green, like, $10,000 on Tesla for the year or whatever, and then I'm red, $2,000 on Netflix, and I know that going into December, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to trade Netflix in December, and I can use that $2,000 loss against my Tesla gains, kind of thing. Pookie's very good at this stuff, but my family does have a CPA, so a lot of the times I just hand over all of my documents and he handles it. So that's really why I don't know a whole lot. But I'm sure a lot of the stuff you can Google. Like I know that I haven't done it in a while, but you can Google like best day trading tax strategies, stuff like that. Okay, that makes sense. Duco. Google. How much tax do I pay on stocks? If you own the stock for a year or less, profits and short income gain. Tax ordinary income potential. Yeah. If you own the stock for more than a year. So yeah, I mean, obviously there's short-term capital gains and longer-term capital gains. For me as a day trader, I only have short-term capital gains. So I typically just in the back of my mind know that I'm giving 40% of my money back. So, that's why I try to write down business expenses and stuff like that. Like, I have software on my computer for my video camera, for my microphone, I ring light. I mean, there's a new keyboard, new mouse, like stuff like that are considered business expenses. Yeah, anything that I bought on my Florida trip, I have down as business expenses. Just little things like that, and sometimes they can rack up for a couple grand, and that'll help. But yeah, and all my OnlyFans stuff, yeah. What else you guys got for me? Got about 10-ish minutes left. Yeah, if I get in that class, I should. Yeah, on Rod for sure. It doesn't look like I am, but I'm gonna keep trying a little bit. No way. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little tricks you can do. A lot of tricks you can do. What is a new stock up and coming that you're watching, waiting to trade? I mean, PLTR, I think could be a pretty big one in a couple years. I mean, honestly, it's doing really good now. Maybe in a year. Reddit right now is one I haven't traded yet, but I'm looking at. I think Coinbase, DJT, a lot of these stocks that are, Coinbase isn't super cheap and it's not super new, but like DJT, PLTR, Reddit, those could be some pretty big ones. I think Nvidia, it's not necessarily new, but when that starts really getting a little bit more expensive in share price, it'll be fun to trade. I think Tesla, in 5-10 years could be a really, really fun stock. Yeah, PLTR I think is going to be honestly, up and coming. I think PLTR is going to be a really good one. But if you want, if you want to know up and coming stocks like that from someone who really, really knows, it's going to be Shy. Stock savvy shy, who now works here for us. He knows more of the up and coming ones. For me, I don't really go look for it. I just wait until they're already happening, and then boom. All it takes is one quick move over. Um, can you give your day trading a business name and LLC? Yeah, so you can trade it on an LLC account. Um, I don't. I actually don't believe I'm trading under an LLC. Maybe I am. I forgot, but I do know that any sort of expense that I could consider a business expense for what I do, I put on an LLC card that I have, because I have an LLC set up that I used to use when I ran my own chat room, but it's called Day Trader Lounge. So it's has day trading in the name. It was whenever I went to go set that up. I probably shouldn't even put this on recording, but when I'm at the bank doing it all, yeah, I mean, an LLC is yeah, exactly, Duco. But they were like, Day Trader Lounge, like, are you sure this isn't about anything financial? And I was like, well, I mean, no, I mean, we talk about stocks, but no, it's like day trading coins and sports cards and all that stuff. It's really not specifically for trading in the stock market at all. She just kind of looked at me funny and was like, okay. Yeah, no, Breckles. So yeah, I know some family friends, and all of their luxury cars are from Montana. And when I say all of them, I'm talking like all 20 supercars this guy has. And it's every single one's Montana. And then he just ships it from there because he saves so much money on tax. Yeah, yeah. You definitely don't need an LLC specifically for trading. There's not a whole lot of benefits there. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Nice, Duco. We'll go up there to buy your Ferrari next time you're around. Let's see here. Yeah, Breckle, those car lifts are pretty crazy, huh? I may have a video of one. What's up, Pookie? Yeah, I mean, typically, I think I paid 300 for mine. TK, this was a few years ago. Oh, I was just about to answer that. I had no idea. Thank you, Pookie. What perfect timing. Let's see here. Yeah, here it is. 1 second, almost done here. think I can send that in here now. This is the dad's garage in one of the 5 houses. It's a Ford GT on top, and I think a Ferrari. I think it's super fast. I think it's what it's called. It's pretty cool. Mom drives a Urus and a Rolls Royce. Crazy. What does he have, Poogie? I don't really know Tagman very well. Is he a big baller? Are they his? That's crazy. What does he do? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Trader, run a business. I don't need specifics here publicly, but that's pretty wild. Wow. See, guys, all it takes is a little bit of dedication, and you can really, really do something special. That's cool, Luca. Yeah, tag me in. So you don't really apply any deep dives to your trades because they're already so well established. What do you mean, PW? Like deep dives into why I took certain things, or I do that. I didn't take any trades today, but I'm more than happy to go over any other trades. It's already, the lesson's already pretty much over. I got about 5 minutes left here, but yeah, I mean, PW, are you asking about me going deep dive into my trades? Because I do that. I also have them recorded and stuff as well. Yeah, no, so I do. I think that you were probably just on my live trading today, and I didn't really get. I didn't really get to take a trade. So typically, I'll take the trade and then kind of go over why I did that, and then tonight on my lesson, I go into it and why. But there was just no trades today, so that's awesome, Pookie. I had no idea. Yeah, so I mean, I don't. That's the thing, PW. I don't. I typically don't branch out very often into other things, but like I said, like Reddit, something I'll be looking at tomorrow, just because they had really good earnings and there may be a trade there. But a lot of the times, like I'm not. If you mean deep dive, as in like watching something for months and then trading it. I mean, yeah, I do talk about setups that I'm waiting for and stuff like that. It just, I don't want you to think that I just don't talk about any of my trades, because I do. Today, just really nothing happened. I kind of talked more broad market this morning. Yeah, when I say trading Reddit, it doesn't mean I'm like, buying and holding it for a while, as in I'm trying to invest in it. I'm just thinking there could be some action in the next day or two that I could, kind of day trade it quickly. That's what I mean. Thank you, Onrod. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a stupid kid, but I I don't know that I want to own a bunch of supercars, but I definitely want to drive some in my lifetime simply because they're out there and it's something that I want to say that I've done and try in my life. That's more so the way I look at it. So I'm definitely going to do that. That's a huge reason why. I mean, we could all agree a lot of the people that buy those, 300 to, $1 million cars, sometimes even more, 300,000. It's more of a status ego thing, right? Mainly. I mean, no one loves $1,000 oil change, right? I mean, unless you really don't care about money. Yeah, it is a horrible investment. Yeah, exactly. I can agree with that. Right, yeah, traveling, I mean, just rent and, release those things. Anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna wrap things up pretty soon. I It's been a long one. Long day for your boy. Let's see here. I'm not live trading tomorrow. It's my one day off. Thursday, I'm doing live trading in the morning for free. And then I'm doing a premium lesson Thursday night. And also, let's see, premium live trading Friday. Yeah, this is my heavy day for sure. Thursdays are honestly my worst days, um, with school related stuff, and then two streams as well. But we're doing it. We're good. I just got to get out of this chair. So I think I'm going to call it here, everyone. Thank you for coming as always. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, I know we need we need to do that. I will send out a watch list in the morning for you premium guys. For anyone that's free and that wants it, you ask me in the morning. If not, I'm just going to send it my normal tab. Other than that, Reddit and Reddit is what I'm watching. Probably some Nvidia and Tesla too. Maybe we'll see, but most other things have earnings. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I sent the link for the free trial. If you guys scroll up, Pookie, if you have it quickly, you can throw it in if you would like. I don't know how many people are in here that are free, but thank you guys. Have a good rest of the night, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye bye.